I like it, Blaze. The way to dance, so. Embroidering, is it?
Yes.
Light's getting a bit bad for that.
Oh, I don't mind.
Elizabeth, you ever think of the old times?
Yes. Often.
Who do you put in your pictures of them?
Mother?
Aye. Poor soul, eh?
And father?
I'm out of all that, aren't I?
Shall I light the lamp?
No. No. I like the shadows.
It's getting quite dark.
Was Newson a kind father?
Yes. Very.
Suppose,
I'd
suppose
better
I
call
was
for
your
the
father.
lantern. But you?
I mean, suppose I was your real father. Now, would you cared for me as much as you cared for Richard Newson?
I cannot think of it. I can think of no one as my father except my father.
What did your mother tell you about me, eh?
Sir?
I mean about who I was, what I am.
Why, she said you were related by marriage. I was never quite sure how. She didn't say so.
She should have done. Long ago, I mean. Long ago, before you two came walking to CASTERBRIDGE to find me, she should have told you. Then my talk would not be such a hard one.
What is it?
Elizabeth Jane. It is I who am your father and not Richard Newson. Now, listen. I want you to listen to me now. Shame alone prevented both your wretched parents from owning this to you. One of us had to die first. But I'd rather have you know the truth. I'd rather have your scorn or your fear. Anything but your ignorance, anything but that. 'Tis that I hate. Now listen to me. Your mother and I were man and wife when we were young. What you saw was our second marriage. We had thought each other dead. Do you understand? You see, I didn't know she was still alive. Then she married Newson. And, well, he became her second husband. That's why when he died, she was so intent on finding me again. If I was still alive. Elizabeth Jane. Now don't cry, eh? Don't cry, my daughter. I can't bear it, eh? I won't bear it. I am your father. Why should you cry, eh? Am I so dreadful to you, eh? So hateful? Don't take against me, Elizabeth Jane. I was a drinking man once. I treated your mother roughly. But I'll be kinder to you than he was. I'd do anything if you just look upon me as your father, eh? Why, I don't want you to come to me all of a sudden. Elizabeth Jane, no, I don't. Why, I won't stay with you now. I won't see you till the morning. When you like. And I'll show you papers and prove my words. There now, I'm gone. 'Twas I that chose your name, daughter. Your mother wanted Susan. There. Now, don't you forget now. Don't you forget, was I gave you your name. Elizabeth Jane. Oh, don't you remember the way I spoke it to you when you first came? Find me in Casterbridge, eh? Elizabeth Jane. Elizabeth Jane, eh? Elizabeth Jane. One word more, eh? Just one word. You'll take my surname now, eh? Oh, yeah. Oh, 'tis yours by right. Legally yours. Nobody need know that, though. You take it as if by choice. I'll see my lawyer. I don't know the law of it exactly. But will you do this for me? Will you let me put a few lines in the paper that you are now to be known as Miss Enchard, eh? Will you do that?
If it is my name, I must have it, mustn't I?
I'd like you to.
But why didn't my mother want me to change my name from Newson?
Oh, didn't she?
No.
Oh, must have been some whim of the poor souls. She used to get these ideas. Now, look, in a sheet of paper, now, you draw up a paragraph, eh, as I shall tell you. Let's have a light near, eh? It's going to be dark.
I can see by the firelight. I'd rather.
Oh, very well then. I get you the inkwell. Yeah, are you sure, eh? It is only a little, but it says a lot. Are you ready?
Yes.
I, this is what you write. I, comma, hitherto known as Elizabeth Jane Newson, henceforth wish to be known as Elizabeth Jane Enchard. Sure you can see, eh? I'm blowed if I could. Right. Well, that's about it as far as I can see, eh? Oh, no. Yeah, right at the bottom. No, at the top. To the editor, Casterbridge Chronicle. And put your own name, your proper name, at the bottom. Eh? Done? Hi. Good girl, eh? Yeah, good girl. Now, I go upstairs now, eh? Hunt about my desk. I find the documents that will prove all this to you. Good night, Elizabeth Jane.
Night.
Good night. Daughter.
My dear Michael, for the good of all three of us, I have kept one thing a secret from you till now. I hope you will understand why. I shall be in my grave when you read this, and Elizabeth Jane will have a home. Don't curse me, Mike. Think of how I was situated. I can hardly write it, but here it is. Elizabeth Jane is not your Elizabeth Jane, the child who was in my arms when you sold me. No. She died 3 months after that. And this living one is my other husband's. I christened her by the same name, and she filled up the ache I felt at the other's loss. Michael, I am dying. Michael, I am dying, and I might have held my tongue, but I could not. Tell her husband of this or not, as you may judge. And forgive, if you can, a woman you once deeply wronged, as she forgives you.
Tis what I deserve.
Elizabeth Jane is not your Elizabeth Jane. Not your Elizabeth Jane.
I'm down for you.
We could not sleep. I went for a walk.
In the dark?
Aye, in the dark. And 'twere very dark.
I've thought and thought about it, and I see that everything must be as you say. So many things fall into place now.
They do that.
And I'm going to look on you as the father that you are. Not call you Mr. Henchard anymore. It's all so plain to me now, Father. He was very kind, oh, so kind, but it's not the same as being one's real father. After all. Father, let's have our first breakfast together as father and daughter.
Mr. Henchard around and about?
In his office, over there. That's got business with you.
Why, what's it to you?
Well, nothing at all, only we could do with the work.
Is it slack?
Slack, I'll say it is. When you don't say I said so.
To hell with it. What is it?
Mr. Henshaw, sir. Good afternoon.
I've seen you before.
Yes, you have, sir. You've been here a few months, round and about.
No. I mean afore that.
Aye, the Channel Islands,
Jersey.
Jersey. The name's Job. I was in the root crop trade. We had dealings.
Aye. Jersey.
I was sorry about the death of your wife.
What do you want?
I hear you've been needing a new foreman.
Maybe.
Well, I'm your man.
Are you indeed?
I got the experience for it. The lady from Jersey.
What about her?
Well, I wondered if you knew she was in England.
You know her, do you?
Miss Templeman? Oh, yes. Yes, indeed.
Why she come to England then?
Her aunt died. A rich woman, I believe. So Lou said. I'm sorry, Miss Templeman, for coming to a bit of money.
Good. Good.
About the position.
Well, now. You seem to know more about me than most, Mr. Jopp.
Well, I know you want to expand your business, sir.
Expand it?
Even more, I mean.
I'm a rule of thumb sort of man. Are you any good at figures and such like?
Well, that presents no problem to me, sir. No problem at all.
Everything is changing, Mr. Jopp. In trade. Aye. And in farming.
Indeed it is, sir.
Now, one thing is important to me as the biggest corn and hay dealer in these parts. There's a Scotchman here who's trying to take the town trade so bold into his hands. And I want him cut out.
Donald Farfree, I've seen it all.
Yeah, they. Then you know that we two cannot live side by side. That's clear and that's certain.
If I take the job, sir, I'll do him down.
Fairly, mind now. Fair and square.
Thank you, Phoebe. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, sir.
Hello, Father. Is there anything amiss, Father?
No.
I feel I have displeased you in some way.
No.
We seem to see each other at meal times now.
Where's the honey? Now put out your damn honey.
Why will you be, Father? I'll fetch it.
Right where you be. Good God, girl, are you only fit to carry wash to a pig trough that you use such speech?
No, I meant stay where you are, Father. I ought to be more careful.
You ought to be more careful around.
Yes, Father, I'm sorry.
Your honey, sir.
Thank you, Phoebe. Thank you very much.
Why don't leave off thanking the girl as if she were a goddess born? Don't I pay her £12 a year to do things for you?
Sorry.
Is that your mother's grave, my dear?
Oh. Yes, Mum.
Oh, you obviously loved her very much.
She was my only friend.
I understand. I know how you must feel. It's terrible to lose someone you love so very dear. But your father, Mr. Henchard, he is living.
Oh, yes, he is living.
Is he not kind to you?
I have no wish to complain of him, Mum.
Has there been a disagreement between the two of you?
Little.
Perhaps you were to blame. Just a little?
Yes, in many ways.
Oh, dear. What did you do?
I swept the coals up when the maid ought to have done it. I said I was leery. Well, things like
gracious.
that. Well, I don't mean to shame him, Mum.
No. Do you know what impression your words give me? That your father is a hot-tempered man, a little proud, perhaps ambitious, but not a bad man.
Oh, no, certainly not bad, Miss Templeman. And, well, he's not been unkind to me till lately, since
when?
Since my mother died. But it's been hard to bear while it lasted, because of my defects, I dare say. You see, I never had much chance of becoming a real lady. Well, someone like you, I mean, Miss Templeman.
You're very sweet. Now, listen, look about you. Isn't it all too dismal moving in? Oh, such a big old house.
Oh, it'll soon be got to rights.
But I shall soon want somebody to live in my house, well, partly as housekeeper and partly as companion.
Yes. 'Tis bad being lonely.
That's why I asked you to come and see me this evening, Elizabeth Jane.
Oh, but I don't know anyone, Miss Templeman. You see, I hardly ever go out, and we never have visitors.
But I was rather wondering if you would be able to come to me.
Me?
Yes.
Oh.
Oh, perhaps you cannot. But I have a feeling, you see, that you would be just the sort of person...
Oh, I would do anything to be independent.
Not in order to cut yourself off from your father.
Oh, no, but if I could get on a little, perhaps my father might come to love me. Oh, but... Well, I am not a very accomplished person, Miss Templeman, not a lady. Companion to you must be that.
Oh, not necessarily, my dear.
But I have been reading all I can. In my room at nights, I've been trying to learn about the things of the mind. But I sometimes use rural words.
Like what?
Like Dumbledores.
What are those?
Bumblebees.
You see, it doesn't matter too much.
Oh, my father seems to think so. For young ladies, that is.
He uses the self-same words himself.
Do you know my father, then?
No. I was surmising only. But if you do come to live with me, it'll be easy for your father to come and visit you, and then I shall see for myself, won't I?
Oh, I want to come, Miss Templeman. Oh, yes, very much. And if my father should agree to it...
Well, I would like you to come as soon as possible.
What, tomorrow?
Tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow. Yes, why not? But first of all, you must ask your father. Now ask him carefully.
No objections whatsoever. Where are you going? Not to the Isle House, what is it?
Yes, Father, to the lady I'd been to see. Well, it's a chance to get more cultivated and finished and be less idle.
Well, then, make the most of it for mercy's sake, eh? You can't get cultivated, where are you?
You don't object?
No. No, I don't. No, not at all.
Thank you, Father.
This lady, eh? What's her name?
She's a Miss Templeman.
She... Do you happen to know her Christian name?
Lucetta. Lucetta Templeman. It's a very nice name.
There's not an inch of straight grain in him.
As I came in by my bower door, as day was waxing weary, a walk came tripping down the stair with Bonnie.
No, my first meeting with your daughter was entirely an accident. But don't you see, Michael, why I've asked her here? Well, partly why.
No, I'm not sure. At least
Because it gives you an excuse for coming here as if to visit her, and so to form my acquaintance naturally, without talk or fuss.
Dang me, Lucetta, you're too complicated.
But it works.
Why didn't you write to me and let me know you were coming to live in Casterbridge? Why be so underhanded, eh?
Underhanded.
Complicated.
I didn't know how you were situated or what had happened since our separation. But as I found out your wife had died...
Oh.
A little bird.
Huh. There's old Nestor, that's all, around here, it seems.
So I let boldness be my friend.
You what?
I decided to come and live in Casterbridge. I have money now, you know.
So I heard.
Oh.
Hey. Another little bird. The air is thick with him, I dare say.
But how long I stay in this house does not depend upon me or the little birds.
What do you mean, eh? You still talk very fancy, Lucetta.
Don't you like it?
Didn't say that, no. I still don't know what you mean.
My staying in Casterbridge depends upon someone else. He's a man, a merchant, a mayor, and a widower, and still the one who has first right to my affections.
This man you speak of.
Yes?
Some say he's a gloomy fella.
Oh, dear.
You're an artful little woman, Lucetta.
Well, I wouldn't think so hard about it.
Oh, but settling upon new clothes from London is so very trying. You're that person or you're this totally different sort of person for the whole of the season.
Well, I think the cherry.
Oh, not this blue.
Well, I like that one too.
Oh, you see me now in both, Elizabeth Jane. What sort of person am I to be?
You're a cherry sort of person.
Then it'll be the cherry. Yes, I rely upon you. You see, you've become indispensable. How do I appear to people?
Oh, it's very graceful and fashionable.
But I wonder if I will wear well.
Yes, fairly.
Where am I worst? In my face, I mean.
Well, perhaps...
No, do say.
Well, perhaps under the eyes. I notice a little brownness there.
Yes, that is my worst place. You're right. How many more years do you think I shall last before I get hopelessly plain?
Oh, could be 5 years, or with a quiet life, as many as 10. Yes, with no love, you may count on 10.
No love?
Well, it can grieve a body so, can't it?
Farfrae. Donald Farfrae. Never mind Teller's job now. Is he buying or is he not buying?
I think he's old enough, sir.
Think. I want to know.
Well, he's not buying from any of the farmers I spoke to. He's definitely holding off, hoping the price will be drove down.
What a chance to bring him down if corn goes up.
But that all depends on the harvest weather, sir.
Of course it depends on the harvest. What else? Bad weather at the right time. Corn will go through the roof. But if we buy now, while it's still in the fields, we can sell it off at double the price and block him out.
Oh, I thought it was...
Oh, I'm sorry. I called to see Miss Henchard, and the maid sent me up here.
Oh, well, Miss Henchard will be here directly, so do sit down, please.
Well, thank you. You have a very fine view of the marketplace from here, ma'am.
Yes. Oh, the fair today seems a large one.
The farmers are hiring men for the harvest.
Your fairs and markets keep me very interested. There's so many things I think of when I watch from these windows.
Do you look out often?
Yes, I do. Very often.
Do you look for anyone you know?
I look out as at a picture, that's all. I may do so now. I may look for you. I don't mean it seriously.
I didn't suppose you did, ma'am.
But it is nice to look for somebody one knows in a crowd. It helps take away the feeling of being drowned in a throng of complete and total strangers.
That's a very sad thing to say, ma'am.
Sad?
Lonely.
Oh, nobody knows how lonely.
Oh, but that's a great pity.
I came to Casterbridge thinking I should like to live here, but I wonder if I shall.
Well, where did you come from, ma'am?
Yeah. Many miles away.
I? And I too. Perhaps it's better that one stays at home, but a man must live where his money's made.
Oh, what a shame that is.
Aye, and it's always so. And I've done very well this year. I've no grounds for complaint.
In what business?
Corn and hay, ma'am. My name is Farfrae, Donald Farfrae.
And you say you've done very well, Mr. Farfrae?
I bought when wheat was down, and afterwards, when it rose a wee bit, I sold off all I had. It brought me only a small profit.
Shame.
But all the other farmers kept theirs, expecting higher figures. Aye, even though the rats were gnawing the ricks hollow. Just after I sold, the markets went down, and I bought up the corn of those who had been holding back at a less price than my first purchases.
Oh, very good.
And then I sold it a few weeks later when it happened to go up again. And so, by contenting myself with small profits, frequently repeated, I soon made £500. Aye. While all the others, by holding back, made nothing at all. Sorry, I'm boring you.
Quite otherwise. You're most interesting.
Thank you.
I mean, all you Scotsmen. So free from our extremes. We're all one way or the other. Passionate or frigid, warm or cold. But you have both temperatures going on in you at the same time.
But how do you mean that, ma'am? You best explain yourself clearly.
You're sad and animated and shy and bold. All at once. All together.
I am not used to conversation with young ladies such as yourself, Miss Tillington.
Oh, I see.
I mean...
I know what you mean, Mr. Farfrae.
You are a thriving woman, and I am a struggling corn and hay merchant.
I am a very ambitious woman.
I cannot explain. I am not used to conversation with young ladies. ambitious or otherwise. And that's the truth.
And what about Miss Hendred?
I was being a friend and no more.
Will you call again?
To see her,
Or me?
I'd like to. If I may.
You may.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
What has happened to us today is very curious.
Something to think over when we are alone.
Oh, I don't know about that. It's commonplace after all.
No, I'll not say that.
You wouldn't?
No.
If that's the case, you better not look at me any longer. Oh, dear me, I feel I've quite demoralized you.
Look or not look, I shall see you in my thoughts. What is it?
You may hear them speak of me in Casterbridge as time goes on. If they tell you I'm a coquette, don't believe it. For I'm not.
Oh, no. I swear, I will not.
Thank you for staying.
Oh, thank you. It has been most pleasurable.
Well, whatever it's been, it's now over, and the market out there calls you to be gone.
Yes, market, business. At a time like this, I wish there was no business in the world.
Can I speak to you?
Will you take a seat?
I've long heard that you can do things of a certain sort.
Maybe so, Mr. Injured.
Hey. Yeah. Why do you call me that?
Because it is your name. I've been expecting it.
Why? I mean... How?
Feeling you'd come. I've been waiting for you. And thinking you might be leery from your walk, I put out 2 supper plates. Here.
And I have not come in vain, Mr. Fall.
Depends.
Aye.
What is it you want to know?
Can you, for instance, charm away warts?
Without trouble. cure the evil. That I've done, with consideration, that they will wear the toad bag by night as well as by day.
Forecast the weather. Can you do it? Can you tell what weather will be?
I can. With labour and time.
Take this, Mr. Fall. 'Tis a crown piece.
Aye.
What's the harvest weather to be? When can I know?
At once. I've worked it out already.
Until I, for goodness sake.
By the sun, the moon, the stars. By the clouds, the winds, the trees and grass.
What's it to be?
The last fortnight in August will be rain and tempest.
Are you sure?
As one can be in a world that's unsure.
Rain. Rain and tempest, eh?
'Twill be more like living in Revelations this autumn than in England.
It's a sort of agricultural piano.
Well, it has something to do with corn.
I wonder who thought of introducing it here. The Lass of Gowrie from the inside of a sea field. What a phenomenon.
It will revolutionize sowing hereabouts. No more sowers flinging their seed broadcast so some falls by the wayside and some among thorns. Each grain will go to its intended place.
Then the romance of the sower is gone for good.
Aye, it must be so.
How things change.
The machines are already very common in the north and east of England.
And your business is going well, Mr. Farfrae?
Thank you, yes, I think so. It depends upon the harvest, of course.
Ah, but none of us can see what's in store.
Oh, well, Mr. Farfrae means that...
We can only hope. The weather is as hard to read as the movements of the human heart.
But those are said to be discernible, Mr. Farfrae.
How?
By the eye.
The eyes.
Do you think we'll have a good harvest this year, Mr. Farfrae?
A good harvest? Aye, I think so. I'm holding off buying at any rate. Prices will go down for sure.
Oh, why are we talking so agricultural?
I don't know. It is not my choosing.
Well, is business all you think of?
You know it's not. Indeed you do.
If you don't mind, Miss Templeman, I have a slight headache.
Dear, poor you. Do you want to go to your room?
It is thundery. That's probably the reason.
Yes.
You go and lie down with the curtains closed. That's always best. Are you supposed to be visiting her or me? Then you would better come when I'm alone, hadn't you?
I don't want to hurt the girl.
She's still only a child. I shouldn't worry.
Aye.
Whereas,
Aye.
I think you'd better go now, don't you?
When shall I come?
Tomorrow. Tomorrow afternoon at 3.
Will you be,
Alone?
Yes. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Till tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
mayor, ma'am. Pardon me, ma'am, but the mayor has called. He's afraid he hasn't much time to spare, he says. Ma'am?
Then tell him that as I have a headache, I won't detain him today.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, sir, you must do what you think best, of course, but
I know what I'm doing, John.
I'm sure you do, Mr. Henshaw. But our barns are already full to the brim, sir.
Well, rent some more.
Well, I'm not sure.
You rent some more space and buy some more grain. We'll sell it all at a profit, man.
But what if the price come down, sir?
Prices won't come down. It'll be a bad harvest. I feel it in my bones.
Aye, sir. But you know what they say. A man would do better to gamble with a pack of cards than square green fields.
It's far free buying.
Still holding off, sir. Still holding off.
Jumped up jackanapes.
As I came in by my bowered door, day was wax and weary. Walking trip into the stair. Good evening, Mr. Henshaw.
Your father was distant to you in the street today.
Yes, it's because he doesn't think I am respectable. Well, my mother's separation from my father was unfortunate for me. You don't know what it's like to have shadows like that upon your life.
I do not. Of that kind, precisely. But you may feel a sense of disgrace, shame in other ways.
Well, have you ever had such a feeling?
Oh, no, no. I was thinking of what happens sometimes when women get themselves in strange positions in the eyes of the world, from no fault of their own.
It must make them very unhappy.
It makes them anxious.
Are you thinking of anyone in particular?
This person, a lady, once admired a man much. Oh, very much.
No.
They were intimate. Rather, he did not think so deeply of her as she of him. But in an impulsive moment, purely to repair the damage to her reputation, he proposed to her. She agreed.
Oh, what happened?
There was an unexpected hitch, and they were forced to be apart. And she heard nothing. She heard nothing for a long time and felt her life quite closed up.
Poor girl.
Oh, yes, she suffered. But the obstacle was not entirely the man's fault, and at last it was providentially removed, and he was able to ask her to marry him again.
Oh, well then, all's well.
But in the interval, she, my poor friend, had seen a man she liked better than him. Now comes the point. Could she, in honor, dismiss the first?
A new man she liked better.
Yes.
And she is sure of this, your friend?
Yes.
Oh, it's very difficult. It's hard to answer it. One's a pope to answer that.
What do you think she should do?
I'd rather not say, Miss Templeman. You've seen Mr. Farfrae today, haven't you?
Yes. How did you know?
Shall I light the lamp?
Oh, yes, my dear friend. Let us have some light.